കുറേ രാജ്യങ്ങൾ 10-13 രാജ്യങ്ങളിൽ കഴിച്ചുവല്ലോ. കളിച്ചതിൽ ഇതിൻ്റെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ എല്ലാവരുടെയും ആഗ്രഹം പോലെ, പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് അന്നറ്റിൻ്റെയും ഡേവിഡിൻ്റെയും വല്ലാത്തൊരാഗ്രഹം സഫലീകരിച്ചത് when we performed at Globe, wasn't it?
Of course. That was the high peak.
High
peak was the Shakespeare's Globe Theatre in London. We were there for 2 weeks. A series of performances.
Yeah.
At that time, I forgot to say, that's one important point, that the first years when we performed King Lear everywhere, the part of King Lear was in 2 parts. There was the first King Lear and second King Lear. First up to the interval, second after the interval. And that was very important because the first King Lear was mostly performed by Padmanabhan Nayarashan and the second one by Kumaran Nayarashan. Then later on, both of them took the part completely. And especially after, in the Globe Theatre, Globe was 1999. By that time, Kumarashan had stopped coming on tour because he was not feeling good. So Padmanabhan took over the whole play.
Yeah.
So that was really, really big, actually, really huge challenge. Yeah. Sorry.
അല്ല, ഗ്ലോബിലും അതെ. അന്നറ്റിന് ഓർമ്മയുണ്ടോയെന്ന് അറിയില്ല. ഉണ്ണീഷിന് ഓർമ്മയുണ്ടാവാം. കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ പിറ്റേ ദിവസം നമുക്ക് കുറേ ടീഷർട്ടുകളൊക്കെ തന്ന് നമ്മളെ ആദരിക്കുമ്പോൾ ഡയറക്ടർ, ഐ ഡോണ്ട് റിമെമ്പർ ഹിസ് നെയിം ദോ, Globe Theatre.
What did you say?
No. The next day, after the last performance, we were taken on a tour of the Globe. And we were presented with T-shirts and mementos. And the director told us that your storm, your lightning, your thunder is still reverberating here. പ്രതിധ്വനിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ് ഇപ്പോഴും എന്ന് ഉണ്ണികൃഷ്ണനോടും രവിയോടും പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് പറഞ്ഞു. അത് ഇപ്പോഴും അവിടെ കിടന്നിട്ട് ഇങ്ങനെ പ്രതിധ്വനി അതിൻ്റെ ഉണ്ട് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. ഓക്കെ, നൗ ദാറ്റ് വാസ് ദ ഹൈ പോയിൻ്റ് ഓഫ് ഇറ്റ്. എനിവേ, നൗ slowly I am taking you to a different kind of experience, your experience. So okay, you, if you want to call it as co-director, whatever it is, David and you together produced this, directed this. And afterwards, you slowly entered into a different kind of field, contemporary dance. And what was your first major production of different thing other than Kathakali?
Yeah. I want to explain why I did that. Because after Kathakali King Lear, what do you do? You know, this production is very special. It is a high level production, as far as I think. Not only me, but many people think that. And as a director, as an artist, myself, what do I do next? You know, in my mind, there are 2 things. There is Kathakali, and Kathakali as such is such a huge art.
Yeah.
It's such a very impressive art form. I don't want to damage it. Kathakali King Lear, I think, does not damage.
No,
Kathakali.
Not. Yeah.
It doesn't harm.
Yeah.
But what do I do next? We can do another adaptation of Shakespeare. Actually, we started thinking of having Macbeth. And we had a contact in Paris, in a big theatre, at the Odeon Theatre.
Oh, yeah.
We were in contact with the director for this production of Macbeth. Unfortunately, the director was changed. And the new director how to say that? Macbeth is associated with a
curse. With a curse, yeah.
Or a curse.
Yeah.
There is a Handavishwasam, yeah. And this, some directors do not want to do Macbeth because of that. So that new director did not want. He wrote a letter saying, no, we cannot. Okay, forget it. Anyway, but I was, in any case, I wanted to go back to a more Western creativity, maybe I could say that.
Yeah.
A more free approach of dance and acting. And for that, I needed a new idea. And for that, again, David, my husband, one day came to me and he said, look at this poem, I'm not sure, but maybe it could be something interesting for you. And the poem was a poem by Shelley, The Sensitive Plant. And for me, it clicked immediately, because this poem has a very complex philosophy behind it. And for me, it resonates with the philosophy of India. Creation, the cycles of creation and destruction. And in addition to that, the poem has a structure. So I can draw from this structure to create something, to compose something precisely. And in addition, there is in my mind the idea of the ephemeris. How do you say that in Malayalam? The ephemeris.
I'm sorry, I don't get the exact word now.
Yeah.
Ephemeral.
Ephemeris is something that doesn't last.
Yeah, it does.
And there is a ritual in Kerala, the Kalimelasancharam ritual, by which you produce a wonderful design in powders and you destroy it. So this concept of something that is created beautifully and destroyed, I thought it was, on many aspects, it was a very deep meaning. It was a very deep meaning then. It is even deeper now. Now that people are much more aware of what is happening to our planet. Yeah. For me, La Sensitive, this performance, this poem, this Kalimelasancharam, it's a metaphor of what is today happening to the planet. And for me, this piece has been a fundamental piece in my work.
Okay. Again, the percussion was handled by Chanda Unnikrishnan, and here really, Edaka.
Yes.
And mainly Chanda.
Yes.
And sometimes Edaka also, some very soft. നമ്മൾ ചെല്ലുമ്പോഴേ ലാ സെൻസിറ്റീവിൻ്റെ നമ്മൾ ചെല്ലുന്ന സ്ഥലത്തൊക്കെ ഉദാഹരണമായിട്ട് അൽബി, ബോഗ്ദോ, ബ്രെറ്റനി, ഓൾ ദീസ് പ്ലേസസ് നമ്മൾ ചെന്നതിൻ്റെ ലക്ഷണം കളം വരയ്ക്കലാണല്ലോ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നത്. കുറുപ്പ് വളരെ വലിയൊരു കളം വരയ്ക്കും അല്ലേ, എന്നിട്ട് അവിടെ കേളി കൊട്ടുക. ഇതൊക്കെ എവിടെ ഒരു ചർച്ചിൽ നമ്മൾ ഉണ്ടായത്,
അത് ബോർദോയിലാണ്
അല്ലേ? അതെ, ചാപ്പൽ, ഒരു ചാപ്പൽ. പിന്നെ ആൽബിയിൽ ഒരു വലിയൊരു ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ടിൻ്റെ വലിയൊരു ഫോയറിലായിരുന്നു. ഓൾ ദ സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് കുഡ് വാച്ച് Kurup making the kalam from the top, and he took a long time drawing, completing that. Yes. Okay, and also Unnikrishnan had Keli, and I remember once I kept the rhythm with him. Yes. And I was very sorry. I didn't do it very well, I suppose. Anyway, അപ്പോൾ ഇത് അനവധി ടൂറുകൾ ഉണ്ടായല്ലോ. 92 നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും കൂടി ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് 3.5 months. But later
Germany, England,
Hamburg,
many places, Switzerland,
Bremen, Switzerland.
Yes. Yeah. from 1992 to 1999.
99. Yeah.
Different places, different spots, different venues.
Then, you know, I still remember, after that, when did you start your second choreography?
Cinderella?
No, Lights of Malabar. No.
Trans-Malabar.
Trans-Malabar. Yeah.
I came to Thrissoorile vannu. Thrissoorile oru veedu renting varage eduthu. Avare oru pandal ചെയ്യിപ്പിച്ചു. അവർ ശരിക്ക് അതിന് വേണ്ടി ഒരു ഗ്രാന്റ് കിട്ടി. It was not a grant, it was a prize. ഒരു പ്രൈസ് കിട്ടി. അവിടെ ഒരു 5-6 മാസം അവിടെ നിന്നു. ശരിക്ക് ആ പന്തലിലെ പത്മനാഭാശനായിട്ട് ചൊല്ലിയാട്ടം മാസ്റ്റർ ക്ലാസ്സസ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. And it was very nice to have all the students
all
coming
the boys.
Was very specific. Your father was there also with Padmabhashan, and it was very nice.
Rajivan also participated.
Rajivan vannu pinne kandilla പക്ഷേ അന്ന് വന്നു കണ്ടു. And that is when I started Trans-Malabar. At the beginning it was called Running Lights. My idea for this was to try and find how to express what I felt was happening in Kerala, which was the changes from those days to modernity. And there were lights everywhere. In temples, suddenly you had running lights everywhere. You had, and at the same time, it's a complex project. And I found it very difficult. I must tell you, we went to see Teyyam. We used movements from Teyyam, from Krishnatam, from Kathakali, of course, from Kalaripayattu. And we had classes from different masters coming for my dancers. And it was the subject of the piece provoked a lot of discussions. I remember some people were a bit strange because I was showing how some men were being violent with women. And there were discussions in the group about that. Should we show that? Should we talk about that? അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഡിസ്കഷൻ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. കുറച്ച് ഹോട്ടായിട്ട് ഡിസ്കഷൻ. പക്ഷേ it is Mattanur Shankaran who said, yes, you can talk about it.
He supported
me.
But father forewarned you or something like that, you know, when the first rehearsal, Annette, there are things which people may not like. Something like that, you know.
Maybe. What happened was that because the subject was difficult and the making was difficult also for me, I was tense. And one day David, he's my big inspirator. And David told me, Annette, maybe you should do something a bit lighter, you know, so that it will be easier for you and for the dancers. And he said, why don't you adapt Cinderella? Cinderella is a very famous story all over the world. All over the world. It is actually the same structure as King Lear. You have a father and 3 daughters, and one of the daughters is sent out. So why don't you do that? He said. So I said, yes. And we started Cinderella along with Trans-Malabar.
Trans-Malabar, you called it Running Light, didn't you?
At the beginning.
Yes. Okay.
At the beginning, yes. But I changed it to Trans-Malabar because it was there was the idea of trans in the sense that it is a transformation of Kerala, and it's also crossing. It means crossing, to transfer, to transmit. For me, it has a lot of meaning, much more than Running Lights.
Cinderella, I know it was a great success.
Yes.
Performing in more than 50, 40,
Yeah.
50 stages in Europe.
Yes. In Europe and
in India also.
In
Yeah,
India.
yeah.
I remember we performed in Trivandrum, in Darasa. People were laughing and cheering, and I was surprised because I thought, okay, well, how will it go? It was fun, great fun.
Yeah. And then after Cinderella,
Trans-Malabar was performed only a few
once or
times.
twice.
It was very heavy.
Yeah, I know.
It was very heavy because we had running light structures in wood.
Yeah. And
we couldn't carry them.
At Bremen, you had something to do with the Tempest.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
oh yes, but not something to do, a lot to
you
do.
did Tempest.
Oh my God, Tempest was a very heavy project because it was a co-production with a theater company, acting company from Germany, Bremen, and they wanted us to portray the island of the Tempest, the island. So I was asked to choreograph for my dancers some parts where they were in contact with the actors. So the actors gave the text, Shakespeare's text, completely, fully. And we were in charge of the island. And at one point, there again, there were lots of discussions because you want your dancers to be in the best position possible. And they had this exotic idea of an island full of birds, or I don't know what they had in mind. But at some point, they wanted to make costumes in feathers. I said, no, no, you don't do that. And also, I didn't want my dancers to be just little spirits or birds or this or that. I said, we want to have one part in the main characters. And so I asked them to give the part of Ariel, which is one of the very important part in the Tempest, to Sadanam Basi. So Sadanam Basi became Ariel, and it was very good. And there was a very interesting work around the language for that. I can say a bit more about that, because Basi could not speak German. So we had to find a solution for the lines of Ariel to be given without being told by Basi. So the actor who did Prospero, gave the sentences. Oh, you are saying this. Oh, that's what you mean. You know, an indirect language.
Indirect. Okay. And then now it's a tricky question, sort of. Suppose you were assigned, or suppose you got some financial help or whatever it is, and the help of artists and all that. Which project you would like to redo, or I wouldn't say recreate, but redo among your, not Kathakali, I'm talking about your contemporary choreography. Which would you rather do it again? La Sensitive,
definitely.
Okay.
Because La Sensitive has a beautiful construction. People don't know, people don't see these things, but I know. It has a beautiful construction, it has a lot of meaning, it has a lot of scope to improve. There was a lot to do with percussion, chenda, and it's a beautiful piece. And I would like to reactualize it, because I mean today it would be very relevant, very relevant.
In La Sensitive, I still remember when when the actors lie down and slowly starts movements, slow movements.
That's Manikandan.
And there was Unnikrishnan, very subtle, so beautifully with soft touch, he giving meaning to that, and it's really, it's really marvelous.
This is the beauty of minimalism. Minimalism is the minimum thing you use for the maximum effect.
For the effect,
And in that moment, especially, I mean, the use of the mudras was just the awakening of the earth, you know.
Yeah.
And Manikanda, but you know, to obtain this from Manikandan and from Chandaji as well, you have to give lots of information.
Yeah,
and
sure.
and it was beautiful to work with them on that, you know.
Yeah. You know, I'm just asking. See, you have taken movements from different art forms, Kathakali or Kalaripayat, or maybe some other art forms and all that, and you have used it very beautifully. You know, contextually you have used it very beautifully and all that. So you were able to do it. As far as the final product is concerned, you know, everybody appreciated your work and all that. Have you ever wondered, I'm just myself, you know, I'm just wondering, have you ever wondered why not highly trained Kathakali actors never think of using, I mean, it's very difficult for me. It's very difficult for me to ask the question also, you know. Have you ever wondered why not? There is a possibility of using some other movements also, incorporating those movements into one's field.
Yeah.
So have you wondered why not? Why don't they take it or use it?
Yes, I have wondered. I have wondered, of course, but my answer, because I have thought about this a lot, and particularly I have always wondered why the dancers who have been working with me on my contemporary work for so many years have not evolved anything of this type, you see. They haven't. And my answer is that Kathakali as such is such a strong and powerful art form. It is very powerful, you know. And a Kathakali artist doesn't feel the need to go search something else.
Okay.
I have this feeling that they are very proud of Kathakali, very happy also to perform Kathakali. And it is a very satisfactory sort of art form, because it is very demanding, physically, mentally, intellectually, energetically. It's very demanding. Plus, Kathakali and any other old ancient forms, they have this weight of tradition, the weight of history. So before touching it, a Kathakali artist as such maybe will be a bit, you know, hesitant. And I understand. I really understand that. I thought that maybe my dancers could be curious enough, but no. But it doesn't matter, because they did a lot with me, and that's enough.
And another question, it's do you think you have been recognized by your co-workers or general public, or those people they have watched your choreography, your productions in different field, you know. Do you feel that you have been really recognized for your work?
So I feel that I have been recognized by those artists who have worked with me. And this is the most satisfactory, the thing that is enough for me. Because I know that the field, the Kathakali field, I don't know. I don't think I have been recognized as, and I don't care. What is important for me is that my work has been done. My work is done, my work has been shown, my work has been seen, it had success and everything. As far as I am concerned, as a director, choreographer, the only important thing for me was to work with Kathakali dancers.
Yeah, yeah.
This was on my mind right from the beginning. I have got so much from Kathakali, got so much from Kerala, got so much from all the artists I've been working with, you know.
Yeah.
So if they recognize me, I'm happy.
Okay.
Frankly,
Okay.
honestly.
Okay.
Apart from that, the rest of the recognition doesn't matter. I mean, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Public has recognized me
Yeah,
in many
yeah,
ways.
yeah,
In many,
yeah.
especially for Kathakali King Lear, it has been really successful. So that's really good for me.
Yeah.
That's plenty.
Okay.
Makes me happy.
You know, it's thank you very much. You know, you took us on a tour of your experiences.
Yes.
Okay, now can you recollect how many stages we have had for King Lear in Europe?
In Europe and elsewhere, I think we had about 100 stages.
100 stages.
Around 100 stages, which is very big for a production of this type, you know, intercultural production. It was very rare at that time. Unless you have a theater yourself, which
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah, okay.
If you own a theater,
Okay,
if you're the
Yeah,
director
yeah.
of a place in Europe,
yeah.
but I don't, you know. So it's a bit like that. So yes, we had lots of stages.
And also after your La Sensitive, Trans Malabar, and then Cinderella, you had a few more.
Yes, we had the Tempest with the German. After the Tempest, I did a piece which was called The Stuff of Dreams, which was inspired by the Tempest also. The Stuff of Dreams, and then Mituna, and then recently Sthala.
Okay.
I mean, altogether, I think I have created about 10 different new productions in that sense.
Okay. Now, you know, so you have done a lot actually, you know, and I'm happy that I was also a part of your team.
Many times.
But suppose you still have the energy left, of course I know, but if the circumstances were all right, would you like to do another Kathakali play like
King Lear?
Like King Lear, adapting either from Greek mythology or Shakespeare's or somebody else and all that? Would you have? I mean, would you be able to do it, or would you really want to do it?
That's a very difficult question. Actually, David has an idea of an adaptation. He has told me about that for many years, from a Greek play.
Oh, which one? If you remember? No, it's a secret. Okay.
From a Greek play, and this could be a very good adaptation for Kathakali, perhaps Kudiyatam also. I had a wish to do something with Kudiyatam, but it did not work out. And I don't know. The thing is, nowadays it's very difficult to find partnerships financially, and also to find partners to perform, where to perform, how to pay the artist. It's becoming very heavy financially and technically. So I don't know if I still have the energy. I don't know. I'm getting old, which in itself is a job, full-time job. Getting old is a full-time job, you know. So I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
We can keep it open and.
To wind up this very pleasant experience, you know, just we had a nice talk. You came when the legends of Kathakali were still, you know, performing, like Kumar Nair Asan, Ramoti Asan, Padmanabha Asan, I mean, compared to them, youngsters like Gobi, Krishnamurti, all these people, you know. And besides learning Kathakali, you were also watching Kathakali, performing Kathakali, watching Kathakali of these asans and all that.
Yes.
And then naturally you had to leave Kerala atmosphere, your performances and all that, and back to your home, and you were involved in production, your own productions and all that. Now, are you used to watching performances of the present generation? How much have you watched them performing?
I'm afraid I have been very lucky to be around in those years with the Ashans, and performances were beautiful. They were in beautiful surroundings. They were really top. They were really top. And in the 80s, 90s, they were really the high quality performing artists were to be seen. So I was very lucky to be here at that time. I must say that after leaving Kerala, after going back to France and being a bit away from the Kathakali field for a long time, I am less interested by watching Kathakali today. First of all, I think technically it's terrible. I mean, there has been no improvement. There has been many improvements in Kathakali, particularly, I would say particularly in music and percussion. Really, I feel that there has been a lot of progression, and many good things have been introduced and bettered. But in the terms of technique, the sound systems, the surrounding of the stagecraft, the lighting, I don't understand. I don't understand why it is not evolving, why it is stuck in very not good aspects. Apart from that, I think my attitude is because I have been so privileged. I have been privileged to be here, to perform with Ashans. I performed with Panab Ashan, with Kumara Nayar Ashan. I mean, it's just, as you say, it's the legends. So I have been very, very lucky, and I appreciate that. It was a time. Now it's a different time for different people. Let them continue. Let them bring new things. Let them bring a new energy, perhaps, and new solutions. How to keep these arts both alive and beautiful. This is very important.
Okay, right. That's nice talking to you, and it was really, it's a great pleasure, and I hope the viewers of IDAM Thala Vāithārī viewers must have really enjoyed what we just had to say, especially what you had to say and all that.
വളരെ നന്ദി. ഈ ചോദ്യം എല്ലാം കേട്ട് മറുപടി പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് വളരെ സന്തോഷം. And I wish you all the best with your project.
Thank you.
Thank you.